There's something women do when they're secretly in love that we'll never admit out loud. And it's not what you think. You know that woman who seems interested one day and distant the next? The one who remembers everything you say, but acts like she barely notices you? Here's the truth from a woman's perspective. When we're falling for someone, really falling, we don't show it the way you'd expect. We hide it. And the way we hide it creates patterns that most men never recognize. And here's what makes this so confusing. The deeper the feelings, the more carefully we guard them. It's backwards. I know. But once you understand why, everything she does will suddenly make sense. I'm going to show you 7 specific things a woman does when she secretly loves you. These aren't the obvious signs everyone talks about. These are the real behavioral patterns that reveal what we're trying to hide. Once you know what to look for, you'll never be confused again. Let's dive in. Before we get into the signs, I need to be clear about something. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about playing games or trying to decode some secret formula to get what you want. That's not what this is. What I'm giving you here is clarity. Understanding. Because when you're confused about where you stand with someone, that confusion messes with your head. It makes you second-guess everything. And I don't want that for you. I'm coming at this from a woman's perspective, and I'm telling you things that most women won't say directly. Not because we're being deceptive, but because we protect ourselves. And the way we protect ourselves creates patterns. Once you understand those patterns, everything becomes clearer. So let's break down what to actually look for. Here's the thing most men struggle with. You're trying to figure out if she likes you, but all the classic signs you've heard about, they don't show up. Or worse, the signs are mixed. One day she's engaged, texting back quickly, laughing at your jokes. The next day, nothing. Radio silence. And you're sitting there thinking, did I do something wrong? Is she losing interest? Or is she just busy? This is where most men get stuck. Because we're taught to look for obvious interest. Eye contact. Touch. Compliments. Initiating conversations. And when a woman doesn't do those things, the assumption is clear. She's not interested. Walk away. Move on. But here's what you need to understand. When a woman is falling for someone, truly falling, she becomes more guarded, not less. It's a protection mechanism. She's testing the waters without fully diving in. She's observing you without making herself obvious. And the deeper her feelings are, the more careful she becomes about showing them. So the signs you're looking for, they're not what you think. They're not the bold, obvious moves. They're subtle. They're hidden. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll think she's not interested when the opposite is actually true. Here are the 7 specific behaviors that reveal what's really happening. Sign number 1. She remembers small details you mentioned weeks ago. Things you don't even remember saying. This is huge. When a woman is emotionally invested in you, she pays attention. Not in an obvious way, but she's cataloging who you are. You mentioned once that you love a certain band. 3 weeks later, she brings it up. You told her about a problem you were dealing with at work. She asks how it turned out. You shared a story about your childhood. She references it later. Most men miss this because they think it's just her being polite or having a good memory. But here's what's actually happening. Women remember what matters to them emotionally. If she's bringing up things you said weeks ago, it's because she's been thinking about you. She's been replaying conversations in her head. She's building a mental file of who you are because you matter to her. This isn't about facts and data. It's about emotional investment. The things she remembers are the things that stood out to her about you, the things that made her feel something. And when she brings them up, she's subtly showing you, I was paying attention. I care about what you said. You're on my mind. But here's what most men do wrong. They don't acknowledge it. She references something from weeks ago, and they just roll past it without noticing. That's a missed opportunity. Because when she does this, she's testing the waters. She's seeing if you notice that she noticed, but remembering isn't enough. The next sign is about what she does with that attention. Sign 2. She finds excuses to be in your physical space. She starts showing up where you are. Not in a stalker way. But conveniently, you mention you go to a certain coffee shop. Suddenly she's there too. You're at a group event. She ends up next to you. You take a specific route. She happens to be taking the same route. This is proximity-seeking behavior. And it's one of the clearest signs a woman is interested, but most men don't even notice it. They think it's coincidence. But here's the truth. When a woman wants to be around you, she creates opportunities. She'll adjust her schedule, her routine, or plans just to be in the same space as you. And she'll do it in a way that feels natural, like it just happened. The psychology here is simple. She wants to be near you. But she can't just say that directly, because it makes her too vulnerable. So she creates plausible deniability. Oh, peace. I was just here anyway. Oh, I didn't realize you'd be here. But deep down, it's intentional. She's giving herself more chances to interact with you without the risk of direct rejection. Pay attention to how often she ends up in your orbit. If it's happening more than random chance would explain, it's not random. She's seeking you out, and that's a sign she's emotionally invested. Now, being around you is one thing. But watch what happens when she's actually with you. Sign 3. She acts differently around you than others. This one's subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. She has one personality with everyone else, and a slightly different one with you. Maybe her voice gets softer. Maybe she's more playful. Maybe she's quieter, more reserved. Or maybe the opposite. She's more animated, more engaged. The key is the difference. She's adjusting her behavior specifically for you. And she's doing it because she cares what you think. When a woman is falling for someone, she becomes hyper-aware of how she comes across to that person. She wants to be seen in a certain way. She wants to show you a version of herself she thinks you'll connect with. This is vulnerability in action. She's not being fake. She's being careful. She's presenting the parts of herself she thinks you'll value. And that effort, that adjustment, that's the sign. Because we don't do that for people who don't matter to us. Most men don't catch this because they don't have a baseline. They don't know how she acts around other people. But if you pay attention, you'll notice. She laughs differently. She stands differently. Her energy shifts. And all of that is because you affect her in a way others don't. Remember in the hook when I said, the deeper the feelings, the more we hide them. This is where you start to see that she's performing a version of herself, and that performance, it's for you. But if you think behavior is telling, wait until you see what her body does. Sign 4. Her body language mirrors yours without awareness. This one happens unconsciously. She's not trying to mirror you. She just does. You lean in. She leans in. You cross your arms. A few seconds later, she crosses her arms. You shift your weight. She shifts hers. It's like you're dancing without realizing it. This is called mirroring, and it's one of the most reliable signs of attraction and connection. When two people are in sync emotionally, their bodies sync up physically. It's a subconscious behavior that happens when someone is deeply engaged with you. And women do this more than men because we're more attuned to body language and social cues. What makes this sign so powerful is that she's not aware she's doing it. It's not calculated. It's automatic. Her brain is trying to create rapport with you on a physical level. It's her body saying, I'm with you. I'm aligned with you. We're connected. If you want to test this, try something subtle. Change your posture. See if she follows. Lean back. See if she does the same. If she mirrors you consistently, that's not coincidence. That's her system trying to bond with you. And here's the thing. Mirroring goes both ways. If you start mirroring her back, you deepen the connection. You're speaking the same nonverbal language, and that builds attraction on a level deeper than words. But body language is unconscious. Her words, though, those are more deliberate, and that's where the next sign comes in. Sign 5. She asks indirect questions about your dating life. She wants to know if you're available, but she's not going to ask directly. So she asks sideways. How's your weekend looking? Are you seeing anyone? What's your type? She's fishing for information without making herself obvious. This is reconnaissance. She needs to know if she has a shot before she makes herself vulnerable. Because if you're taken, or if you're interested in someone else, she's not going to put herself out there. So she gathers intel. And she does it in a way that sounds casual, like she's just making conversation. But here's what's really happening. Every question she asks is strategic. She's mapping out the landscape. She's trying to figure out where she stands. And the way she reacts to your answers tells you everything. If you mention another woman, watch her face. Watch her energy. If it drops, if she gets quieter, if she changes the subject quickly, that's jealousy. And jealousy is a sign of emotional investment. Most men miss this because they answer the question and move on. They don't notice the motive behind it. But if a woman is asking about your dating life, it's because she's considering entering it. She's checking if the door is open. And here's where it gets interesting. If you do mention another woman, watch for the next sign. Sign 6. She gets quiet when you mention other women. This is one of the most revealing signs, and most men completely miss it. You're talking about a coworker, a friend, an ex, doesn't matter. You bring up another woman in any context, and her whole energy shifts. She gets quiet. Her responses get shorter. She changes the subject, or she suddenly has to go. This is jealousy suppression. She's feeling something, but she can't show it. Because showing jealousy would reveal that she cares, and she's not ready to be that vulnerable yet. So she swallows it. She goes quiet. She pulls back. And from the outside, it looks like disinterest. But it's the opposite. Here's the psychology. When a woman is emotionally invested in you, the idea of competition triggers a response. It's not about being possessive or controlling. It's about fear. Fear that she's not the one you want. Fear that she's wasting her time. Fear that she's falling for someone who's not falling for her. And because she can't express that fear directly, it comes out as silence, as distance, as a mood shift. She's trying to protect herself from the possibility of getting hurt. Most men misread this completely. They think she lost interest. They think she's being weird or moody. But what's actually happening is that she's feeling something deep, and she doesn't know how to handle it without exposing herself. This is the sign where everything I said in the hook comes together. The deeper the feelings, the more carefully we guard them. And when those feelings are threatened, we shut down. We hide. We protect. And that protection looks like withdrawal. But here's the final sign. And this one ties it all together. Sign 7. She initiates contact but keeps it casual. She texts you first. But it's always something small. A meme. A song. An article. Hey, what? This made me think of you. She's reaching out, but she's doing it under the cover of casualness. It's never, I miss you. It's never, I want to see you. It's always something that gives her plausible deniability. This is testing. She's checking if you're still engaged. She's maintaining the connection without making herself too obvious. And every time she does this, she's hoping you'll respond. She's hoping you'll engage. She's hoping you'll give her a sign that you're interested too. Here's what makes this sign so important. She's putting herself out there, but in the safest way possible. If you don't respond, she can tell herself it wasn't a big deal. If you do respond, she gets to stay in your world. It's a low-risk way of keeping the door open. And the content of these messages, it's strategic. She's not just sending random things. She's sending things that reveal she's thinking about you. This reminded me of you means you were on my mind. She's dropping breadcrumbs, hoping you'll follow the trail. Most men don't realize this is a sign of interest. They respond casually, or they don't respond at all, and they miss the opportunity. Because what she's really saying is, I want to talk to you. I want to stay connected. I'm interested, but I need you to show me you're interested too. Now here's what most men get wrong when they spot these signs. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. If she's showing you 4 or more of these signs, she wants you to make a move. She's waiting. And if you don't, if you just keep being friendly, if you keep treating her like a buddy, you're going to kill whatever interest she has. I know that sounds harsh, but here's the reality. Women don't hide their feelings because they want you to wait forever. They hide them because they need to feel safe. They need to know you're not going to reject them. But once they've shown you enough signs, once they've given you enough signals, they need you to step up. And this is where most men mess up. They either chase too hard, too fast, and come off desperate, or they wait too long, overthink it, and the window closes. Both extremes kill attraction. What she needs is calibration. She needs you to acknowledge the interest without being overwhelming about it. If you're seeing 5 or more of these signs, have a direct conversation, not a confession. Not a huge declaration, just clarity. Something like, I feel like there's something here between us. Am I reading that right? If you're seeing 3 or 4 signs, create opportunities. Spend more time together. Let the connection build. Don't force it, but don't ignore it either. If you're seeing 1 or 2 signs, wait. Get more data. Don't make assumptions. But stay aware. The biggest mistake you can make is pretending you don't notice. Because when a woman gives you signs and you do nothing, she assumes you're not interested. And she'll pull back to protect herself. And once she pulls back, it's hard to bring her back. So the question isn't just, does she secretly love me? The question is, what are you going to do about it? So here's what I want to know. How many of these signs have you noticed? Are you seeing 1, 3, all 7? Drop a comment and let me know. I'm curious where you're at with this. And here's the other thing I want to know. Which sign surprised you the most? Was it the remembering details, the jealousy, the casual texts? Because every guy I talk to has a different answer. And I want to hear yours. If you've been in a situation where you missed these signs, where you realized too late that she was interested, share that too. Because those stories, they help other guys avoid the same mistakes. And honestly, I read every single comment. I learn from them. I see patterns. And sometimes your experiences help me understand things I didn't even realize. This channel isn't just about me talking at you. It's about understanding the reality of dating, relationships, and the dynamics between men and women. And the only way we figure this out is by sharing what we've been through, what we've learned, and what we're still trying to understand. So drop a comment. Let me know where you're at. And if this video helped you see something you didn't see before, if it gave you clarity, that's exactly what I'm here for. You're not crazy for noticing subtle things. That's not overthinking. That's awareness. And the man who can read these signs without overanalyzing them, he's the one who builds real connection instead of chasing confusion. Don't doubt yourself. Trust what you're seeing,